Today we explore the delicate signs of life's final chapter with compassion, understanding, and deep respect. Aging is a natural journey, yet the final year often brings a specific silent language that the body begins to speak. Understanding these subtle physical cues is not about predicting the end, but about improving the quality of care for our loved ones. We will guide you through 5 crucial signs that indicate the body is preparing for its final transition in this world. These changes are biological necessities, as the body wisely begins to conserve energy for the most vital functions required for existence. Recognizing these symptoms early allows families to shift their focus from aggressive treatments to comfort, presence, and emotional support for everyone. The goal of this video is to replace fear with knowledge, empowering you to be the best caregiver during these times. Let us begin with the first significant indicator, which involves noticeable physical changes related to body mass and daily nutritional intake. The first major sign often goes unnoticed at first, manifesting as unexplained weight loss despite no intentional change in diet habits. You might notice that their favorite clothes suddenly hang loosely, or that watches and rings no longer fit their wrists snugly. This happens because the digestive system is becoming less efficient at absorbing nutrients from food, regardless of how much is eaten. Simultaneously, the sensation of hunger and thirst diminishes significantly, leading to a natural reduction in the desire to consume any meals. Muscle mass begins to waste away rapidly, a condition known as sarcopenia, which accelerates the visible frailty of the human body. The face may take on a more gaunt appearance as the fat pads that provide fullness to the cheeks slowly disappear. Even foods that were once absolute favorites may now taste bland or unappealing due to significant changes in their taste buds. Family members often feel an urge to force feeding, but it is crucial to understand that the body cannot process it. Comparing photographs from just 1 year ago can reveal the shocking speed at which this physical transformation has actually taken place. Medical professionals explain that this metabolic shift is the body's way of shutting down unnecessary factories to save energy for the heart. Supplements may be suggested, but eventually, even these become difficult to consume as the body prepares for its final rest. Accepting this weight loss is emotionally difficult, but it is a natural part of the biology of life's closing chapter. The focus should shift from calorie counting to offering small bites of whatever brings comfort or pleasure in that specific moment. As we move forward, we encounter the second profound sign, a deep exhaustion that goes far beyond normal daily tiredness. This is not just simple tiredness after a long day. It is a profound exhaustion that sleep or rest cannot cure. Imagine a battery that can no longer hold a charge. The body is operating on its very last reserves of energy. Simple tasks that used to be easy, like walking to the bathroom or holding a cup, now become monumental physical challenges. The weakness eventually becomes so severe that they may require assistance with the most basic activities of daily living and hygiene. You will notice them spending more and more time sleeping, often napping throughout the day and sleeping heavily through the night. The body is prioritizing the heart and lungs, pulling energy away from muscles and peripheral systems to keep vital organs functioning. It is important not to force them to be active or awake, as this rest is a protective mechanism for them. This period of withdrawal into sleep allows them to detach slowly from the physical world and prepare for the journey ahead. There may be brief moments of alertness, but they are often short-lived and followed by extended periods of deep, heavy slumber. The world of the dying person shrinks gradually, first from the community to the house, then to the room, finally to the bed. This physical decline is not painful for them in the way we imagine. It is often a slow, drifting sensation. Your presence, sitting quietly beside them, is often more comforting than conversation, which requires energy they simply do not possess anymore. Just as a tree sheds its leaves to conserve energy for winter, the body sheds its activity to prepare for the end. The third sign affects the mind and spirit, manifesting as cognitive shifts and a noticeable withdrawal from the social world outside. As blood flow to the brain gradually diminishes, you might notice periods of confusion or a sudden retreat from social interactions. They may confuse time and place, forget the names of close family members, or believe they are living in the past. This confusion is purely physiological, caused by chemical changes and reduced oxygen levels reaching the cognitive centers of the human brain. You might observe a lack of interest in news, hobbies, or even chatting with friends they have known for many decades. This withdrawal is not a rejection of their loved ones, but a natural turning inward to process their own life's journey. It is common for them to claim they see or speak to deceased relatives, finding comfort in these vivid internal realities. Do not try to correct their reality or argue with their confusion, as this causes unnecessary distress and anxiety for them. Instead, join them in their reality, offering reassurance and validating their feelings rather than focusing on factual accuracy of events. They are beginning to detach from the tethers of this world, a necessary spiritual and psychological step before the final departure. Silence becomes their primary language. They may communicate more through touch and presence than through words during these final few weeks. Allow them the space to be silent and understand that your quiet presence is a powerful form of communication and love. This stage can be harder for the family than the patient, as it feels like they are leaving before they have gone. The fourth sign involves the body's defense mechanisms, as the immune system significantly weakens and fails to protect against common threats. The immune system, once a strong fortress, begins to lower its defenses, making the body more susceptible to common daily infections. You may observe frequent recurrence of colds, urinary tract infections, or pneumonia that seem to resist standard medical treatments and antibiotics. Even minor cuts, bruises, or pressure sores take a significantly longer time to heal because the body lacks regenerative energy. Fevers may come and go without a clear cause, as the body's internal thermostat struggles to regulate temperature effectively anymore. Hygiene becomes critical for caregivers, as a simple virus that is harmless to you could be devastating for their condition. The skin becomes like parchment paper, thin and fragile, tearing easily and requiring the utmost gentleness during bathing or moving. Doctors may discuss whether treating these infections is beneficial or if it merely prolongs the suffering of the dying process. This is often the time when families must make difficult decisions about focusing on comfort care rather than aggressive curative interventions. Comfort measures like keeping the mouth moist and skin clean become more important than fighting every single bacteria or virus. Understanding this fragility helps us approach their care with a protective mindset, minimizing their exposure to potential external health risks. Gentle touch and skincare are vital, providing not just medical protection, but also a soothing sense of being loved. Creating a safe, germ-free sanctuary allows them to spend their remaining time without the added burden of preventable illnesses. The body is fighting its final battles. Our role is not to lead the fight, but to comfort the warrior. Finally, we reach the fifth and perhaps most visibly distressing sign: significant changes in breathing patterns and blood circulation throughout the body. Breathing patterns may shift significantly, becoming shallow or irregular, a phenomenon known medically as Cheyne-Stokes respiration during these final, later stages. You might witness periods of rapid breathing followed by long pauses of apnea where breathing seems to stop for several seconds. This can be terrifying to watch for loved ones, but it is usually not painful or distressing for the dying person. You may also hear a rattling sound caused by fluid accumulation in the throat, which they are too weak to clear. Circulation slows down and blood retreats to the vital organs, leaving hands and feet feeling cold to the touch. You might see purplish or blotchy mottling on the legs and arms, a clear sign that circulation is significantly compromising. Elevating the head or turning the person gently to their side can often help alleviate the noisy breathing and provide comfort. Keep them warm with blankets, but avoid electric heaters, which might burn their fragile skin without them being able to feel it. Their eyes may remain half open even when sleeping, and their gaze may appear glassy or fixed as vision begins to fail. The heart is working harder to push blood through a resistant system, eventually leading to a gradual slowing of the pulse. These physical changes are the final milestones of the journey, indicating that the transition is drawing very, very near now. It is a time for the family to gather, to say what needs to be said, and to offer permission to go. Do not panic at these signs. Instead, view them as the body's natural way of turning off the lights before leaving. Often, just before the end, there is a sudden relaxation of facial muscles, giving them a look of profound peace. Understanding these circulatory and respiratory changes allows you to remain calm and present rather than rushing to call for emergency help. This is the sacred time of transition, where your courage and calmness act as a bridge for their safe passage. We have journeyed through the 5 signs: weight loss, fatigue, cognitive withdrawal, immune decline, and respiratory changes in the final year. Knowing these signs transforms the experience from a frightening medical crisis into a natural, poignant, and meaningful human life event. It empowers you to advocate for their comfort, ensuring their final days are filled with dignity rather than invasive procedures. Remember, the goal of care at this stage is not to extend time, but to enrich the quality of remaining moments. Death is as natural as birth. It is the sunset that mirrors the sunrise, completing the full circle of existence. Take care of yourself as well during this process. Witnessing these changes is physically and emotionally exhausting for the caregiver. Do not hesitate to reach out to hospice professionals who can guide you through the specifics of these changes with expertise. They can provide the medications and equipment needed to manage symptoms like breathlessness or anxiety, ensuring a peaceful final transition. Focus on the love that remains, the memories shared, and the privilege of accompanying someone to the gate of eternity. Your understanding and acceptance of these signs is the greatest final gift you can offer to your departing loved one. May you find strength and knowledge and peace in the realization that you are doing everything right for them. Life is a tide that flows in and flows out. We are simply standing on the shore, watching with love. Cherish these final silent conversations, for they are the profound language of the heart that transcends the need for spoken words. As the seasons change outside, so too does the internal season of the body change, preparing for a long winter's rest. Let your touch be gentle, your voice be soft, and your heart be open to the lessons of this time. The flame may flicker and fade, but the light it casts upon your life will remain in your memory forever. We hope this guide helps you navigate the uncertain waters of the final year with more confidence and less fear. Every caregiver's journey is unique, but the signs of the body provide a universal map to guide us all. In the grand design of life, these endings are as significant and miraculous as the beginnings we celebrate so joyfully. Take a deep breath, hold your loved one's hand, and trust that you have the strength to walk this path. The body returns to the elements, but the love and care you provide creates an imprint that can never be erased. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself on this difficult but essential aspect of the human experience today. We honor the journey of your loved one, and we honor you for being their witness and their comfort. Even in the fading of the physical body, the dignity of the human spirit remains bright until the very last moment. Letting go is the hardest act of love, but understanding the body's language makes that final release a little gentler. May this knowledge serve as a lantern in the dark, guiding you through the shadows of the final year. It is okay to cry, it is okay to be afraid, and it is okay to just be present. The river eventually meets the sea. It is not an end, but a transformation into something vast and peaceful. Lean on each other, share the burden of care, and remember that you are doing a profound and holy work. When the time comes, the silence will not be empty. It will be filled with the echoes of your love. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others who might be walking this difficult path of caregiving. Knowledge is power, and sharing this understanding can bring comfort to many families facing the uncertainties of the end of life. Thank you for watching, video creator. May this knowledge bring peace to your journey of caregiving in these tender moments.